Hi and Assalamualaikum, madam. Today we are presenting on a topic that has keen importance in modern work environment is work-life balance and employee rotation. This is an issue that impacts both employee and organization in significant ways, and addressing it can lead to better performance, reduced turnover, and greater job satisfaction. So here, this is my wonderful teammates. We have me, NURUL, MARDHIYAH, SYAZA, and NISA. We will go through the essential point of this topic. In today's presentation, I will focus on introduction and objective. So for introduction, we are going to discuss a topic that has become incredibly relevant in today's fast-paced, high-demand work environment is work-life balance and employee rotation. This issue is not only important for the well-being of employees but also directly impact the success of organization. With the increasing pressure of work, long hours, tight deadline, and high expectation, many employees are feeling overwhelmed. So, this is imbalance lead to stress, burnout, and in the long run, higher turnover rates. Companies that fail to address this can face increased costs related to recruitment, training, and loss of expertise. But when organizations take steps to foster a better work-life balance, they see a positive outcome. Employees become more engaged, motivated, loyal, which ultimately leads to improved retention, productivity, and overall company performance. So, in this presentation, I will be focused on what life balance truly means uh, and why it's essential in the workplace. How stress factors such as long working hours and unclear communication negatively impact employee well-being and retention. So, proper solution to address this stressor and improve employee satisfaction and retention. Let's dive into why work-life balance is not just a fact but a key factor in keeping employee happy and organization thriving. So let's move on to the objective. The main goal of our discussion is to explore the relationship between work-life balance and employee rotation. Specifically, we will focus on the following key points. First, identify stress factor. We will look at the main factor that contribute to workplace stress, such as a long workday, tight deadline, lack of resources, poor communication, and ambiguous management objective. This element significantly impact an employee mental and physical well-being. Second, understand the impact on work-life balance. We will examine how this stress infect an employee ability to maintain a healthy work-life balance, which in turn influence their commitment to the company and their overall job satisfaction. Third, proposing solution. To mitigate stress and improve work-life balance, we will propose practical and actionable solutions. This will include flexible work schedule, improved communication, clear role, and better access to mental health and wellness program. Lastly, the benefit of addressing this issue. Finally, we will highlight how implemented this solution can lead to better employee retention, improve productivity, and more positive organization culture. By the end of this presentation, you will have a clear understand how prioritizing work-life balance can be a key driver in retaining talented employee and ensuring long-term success for any organization.
Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Mardhiyaah binti ABIDIN and I will be presenting the identification of the issues section. In recent years, employees increasingly seek harmony between their personal well-being and professional duties. However, despite growing awareness, several issues in the workplace still disrupt this balance and contribute to employee turnover. The critical disconnect of this matter is employers address basic needs but miss development, psychological safety, and clear direction. In this matter, we will address 5 critical factors hindering work-life balance and accelerating turnover, which is demanding long working hours, pressure of tight deadlines, impact of inadequate resources, detrimental effect of ineffective communication, and lastly, consequences of unclear management goals. Firstly, long working hours are normalized in many Malaysian industries, especially the private sector. While some might argue this supports company growth, it invariably leads to severe negative consequences for employees, including chronic fatigue, diminished morale, stifled creativity, stunted career progression, and ultimately elevated employee turnover rates. The severity of this issue is starkly illustrated by international comparisons. The site cited a 2024 study by Remote, a global HR services company, ranked Malaysia a dismal 59th out of 60 of the highest GDP countries in the Global Life-Work Balance Index. With a score of only 27.51 out of 100, we are the second worst country globally, just above Nigeria. The study detailed Malaysia's average working week at 40.8 hours, coupled with a mere 19 days of annual leave. This unequivocally indicates that many employers are failing to uphold their employees' fundamental right to effective work-life balance. Their flexibility disproportionately affects women in our workforce. Despite government initiatives to reintegrate women, many face challenges like inflexible hours and pregnancy-related discrimination, often compelling working mothers to leave the workforce entirely. This represents a significant loss of human capital and expertise for the Malaysian economy. Next, we examine the relentless pressure of tight deadlines. Employees in Malaysia frequently contend with stringent and often impractical deadlines. When coupled with high expectations and insufficient time, these deadlines impose immense pressure. This forces employees to work in a hurried manner, leading to a decline in work quality, increased errors, and a pervasive feeling of being overwhelmed, undermining their professional fulfillment. To cope and crucially to avoid harsh judgment and scrutiny for their mistakes by surrounding people at work, employees often resort to bringing work home. This contributes to 24/7 tutoring, where individuals work beyond traditional hours, constantly check notifications, and are essentially on call even when working remotely. A 2024 article by the Women Centre explicitly highlights how this always-on culture significantly blurs the lines between professional working hours and personal time. This relentless pressure directly contributes to severe work-life balance, leaving employees drained and leading to burnout. The fear of judgment reveals a deeper, punitive culture that compounds the stress. Our third factor is the impact of inadequate resources and support. A significant contributor to work-life imbalance is the deficit of adequate resources, both human resources such as understaffed teams and essential operational tools including outdated technology or insufficient training. When support and equipment are insufficient, employees are compelled to overcompensate by working extended hours or exerting extra effort, invariably increasing their stress levels, diminishing productivity, and severely disrupting their work-life balance. This ultimately leads to frustration, inefficiency, and a profound sense of being unsupported, making them more inclined to seek employment elsewhere. A 2023 Randstad survey reveals that while 81% of respondents consider professional development crucial, only 61% are provided with sufficient opportunities. Similarly, 85% deem upskilling and reskilling vital, yet 24% report not receiving adequate training or support. This suggests a strategic misalignment. Employers are addressing immediate manpower but failing to invest sufficient in the human capital development that employees, particularly millennials and Gen Z, highly value. This creates a looming skills gap and a potential future talent crisis if ignored. Moving on to our fourth factor, the detrimental effects of ineffective communication. In Malaysia's ever-evolving work landscape, effective communication is paramount for fostering a productive and positive work environment. This encompasses clear, concise, and transparent information exchange, respectful dialogue, and fostering collaboration. Conversely, poor communication inevitably leads to confusion, misunderstandings, duplicated efforts, and a pervasive lack of transparency. Such a situation cultivates an environment of uncertainty, distrust, and toxicity, causing employees to feel undervalued and disconnected. This leads to diminished morale, decreased performance, increased stress, burnout, and ultimately higher employee turnover. Research cited by staffing industry analysts from Randstad reveals a staggering 59% of Malaysian employees resign specifically to leave a toxic workplace. Furthermore, 48% of respondents indicated they would reject job offers from companies that do not actively cultivate a positive workplace culture. This underscores that workplace culture, heavily influenced by communication quality, has become a primary driver of retention and a critical factor in talent attraction. As Randstad emphasizes, creating a great experience for employees means building an environment where people come to work because they trust and enjoy working with one another. Finally, we address the consequences of unclear management goals. Clearly defined management goals are fundamental for an organization's success. They provide strategic direction, enable task prioritization, coordinate efforts, facilitate performance management, and motivate employees. When organizational goals and individual roles and responsibilities lack clarity, employees struggle to prioritize tasks, leading to inefficiencies, misaligned effort, and an increased workload. This lack of clarity leaves employees feeling undervalued, lost, and uncertain about their contribution. It creates an environment characterized by stress and demotivation, significantly reducing employee engagement. Forbes highlights leadership blindness, which refers to unclear management goals, as a silent killer of talent retention and employee engagement. Leaders who lack fundamental leadership skills often communicate poorly, fail to provide regular feedback, or disregard diverse perspectives, leaving employees feeling unappreciated, disoriented, and insecure. A Job Street survey found that a staggering 74% of Malaysian employees are unhappy with their jobs, directly attributing their dissatisfaction to bad management. This dominant statistic suggests that poor leadership quality, specifically in goal clarity and communication, is a pervasive and fundamental root cause that exacerbate all other work-life balance and retention issues in Malaysia.
For identification of the issue, As we explore the role of work-life balance in employee retention, it's important to first understand the issue at its core. In today's fast-paced working environments, balancing professional responsibilities and personal well-being is more than a luxury, it's a necessity. Work-life balance is no longer just a personal goal, it has become a strategic organizational asset. The importance of work-life balance. Research shows that employees with good work-life balance are more motivated and creative. This is not only helps them perform better but also enhance the company's reputations and performance. Forbes and Hub staff both support the idea that a healthy balance leads to greater fulfillment and professional success. For theoretical foundations, psychological theories such as Maslow's and self-determination theory all highlight how important it is for individuals to meet their emotional and psychological needs. When work heavily disrupts personal life, it undermines these fundamental needs, leading to stress and dissatisfaction. The impact on employee retention. Research confirms that companies offering work-life balance initiatives enjoy lower turnover and a better employee loyalty. These organizations not only retain talent but also attract top candidates due to their reputation as employee-friendly workplace. Long working hours and work overload. In Malaysia, competitive sectors, overwork is common. Long hours and constant connectivity make it hard to disconnect, leading to fatigue and burnout. This is reflected in Malaysia's low standing on the global work-life balance scale. Lack of flexibility. Despite digital transformation, many companies in Malaysia resist flexible work models. This lack of adaptability discourages younger generation, especially Gen Z and millennials, who prioritize work-life integration. Job stress and turnover. Chronic stress from poor working conditions doesn't just impact employees, it also impacts the companies. High turnovers, errors, and absenteeism are all signs of an overstress and overload in workforce. Burnout and mental health. Burnout is an escalating issue, especially among younger employees. Without policies what support mental well-being and allow disconnection, organization risks losing innovation and engagement. Again, flexibility shows strong positive links with mental health outcomes. Why is it matters? In summary, addressing work-life balance isn't just about being a nice employer. It is a necessary step to retain top talent, improve morale, and enhance organizational success.
Now, let's go to the conclusion. To sum up, work-life balance is very important for employee retention. We have talked about problems like long working hours, high stress, and non-flexible work options. These problems make workers feel tired, unhappy, and burnt out. When people feel this way, they may leave their jobs, and the company may face low morale, less productivity, and even a bad reputation. That's why taking care of employees is not just nice. It is something companies must do if they want a strong, loyal, and high-performing teams. A good work-life balance helps both the employees and the company grow and succeed. Now, let's talk about recommendations. To improve work-life balance and help employees stay longer, companies should try a few helpful strategies. First, offer flexible work options like remote or hybrid work and flexible hours. This helps workers manage both their job and their personal life better. When people have more control over their time, they feel happier and less stressed. Second, clear and open communication is important. Employees should know what their tasks are, what is expected of them, and how they are doing. Regular feedback and listening to employees can make them feel supported and safe. Third, support mental health. Companies can offer counseling, wellness programs, and mental health days. They should also remind workers to take breaks and use their leave and not promote a culture of overwork. Also, it is important to create a friendly and respectful work environment. When people feel included, appreciated, and valued, they are more likely to enjoy their job and stay longer. Recognizing and celebrating their hard work also builds strong emotional ties to the company. Make sure overloads are fair. Use tools to check task distribution, and if some employees have too much work, hire more staff to help. Lastly, companies should ask for feedback using surveys. This helps them understand what's working and what's need to change. Listening to employees shows that the company cares. By doing all this, companies can create a workplace where employees feel supported, less stressed, and more likely to stay and grow with the company.